I recently spoke with one of the top featherweights in the world, Australia's own Megan Anderson. She will be making her sophomore appearance in the UFC at UFC 232 on December 29th against Cat Zingano. A big one coming up against Cat Zingano. I mean, they're always big, right? So, when I talked to James after your last fight with Holly, we talked about how win or lose, the experience from that fight is immeasurable. What do you gain from that? And which I don't think that someone can really argue with, unless they're just a hater, of course. But because of that, and having gotten to fight someone like Holly, without giving anything away, do you feel a significant difference in your preparation ahead of this one with Kat or anything like that?
I don't know. I guess, like, not. I guess it was like experience-wise, it was very valuable. Getting to fight the type of fighter that Holly is. Like, I haven't really fought anyone like her before, so that was a great experience. And really, it's not about for us. It's not about our opponent. It's more about what we want to do and what we want to focus on and what we want to achieve, and and show. So, like, going into this fight, not really kind of like using like past experience or anything like that, or just using things that we need to focus on and what we want to do. Really, like we're not really too focused on our opponent.
Yeah. So you obviously then you worry more about yourself. Do you like watch tape or anything like some people do or anything like that?
Yeah, we watch a bit of tape. As much tape as you want, but like if you are just solely focused on your opponent and what they're doing, you kind of like leaving yourself up waiting for them when it comes to in the fight. So like there is tape, but I think like if you watch too much tape, it could almost be a detriment because you don't want to play their game, you want to play your game. So you want to we want to implement our game plan. So it's like I don't want to have to wait for her to do one specific thing. Because what if she doesn't do that?
Yeah, it kind of adds a overthinking element. It sounds like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so just an unnecessary addition on top of the stress you already have to go through.
Yeah.
And going from the last fight to this next one, it's a shorter gap than it was for the Tweet fight to the Holly fight. So I'm sure it feels good to be more active again, even though it's still kind of a 6-month gap. And you obviously wanted to get onto Adelaide, which would have been even sooner than 232. Assuming no injuries come from the fight with Kat, are you going to try and get on to 234?
I would love to. So 234 is February 10th in Australia, which is the day before my birthday.
Oh, so perfect.
I'd love to get on that card or I'd love to be a guest fighter and head down there so I can, visit my family and spend some time with them.
Yeah, that would be absolutely perfect. Wow.
Yeah.
Good birthday present.
Yeah.
And, speaking of Adelaide, a day before that card went down, we actually saw the 6th and 7th bouts in UFC featherweight history, making progress. I know you didn't watch the actual season, but did you end up catching the finals between Macy Chiasson and Pani Kianzad?
No, I didn't.
No.
I did not watch the fight.
Yeah.
Well, and I got a lot of why didn't you? Because with our YouTube channel, I go, why didn't you break down the tough? Like, it's your season. There's really one person on that card in my division in that season, but so I wasn't really too interested, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I'm waiting. To be honest, like I'm waiting to see if they sign anyone, who they sign. So.
Well, that's the thing. Like, it's not looking good right now if you just like go from the signs, because usually,
Well, one of them is already calling for a fight at 135.
Yeah, Leonard.
Like at least wait till the season's over.
Yeah, that was funny.
That's a terrible look.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but usually the so on the finale for this one, they had the semi-final losers, fight each other, which was Leah Letson and Yulia or whatever, and then the final. So they just had those two fights. Usually, more of the cast will be fighting on the card, but they didn't. And then if the rankings are any indication, they're still blank. So that's just upsetting to see. It's either they're not getting signed or going down as most people expected them to,
Yeah, and that's what I've kind of been waiting for. Like, who are they going to sign? Are they going to sign anyone? What's going to happen? I don't know. And like, I'm not really. They're either going to build it or they're not. So I think, like, if they're only going to sign the 4 people that fought, are they signing the 3 that aren't featherweight, at featherweight or bantamweight? Are they going to let them go between the 2? I don't like what's the deal. I don't know. It's just a waiting game.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess at least you have technically one person now that Macy won, so that's good. Another opponent waiting, even though
But that's the thing. Like, you have to understand. Like, so one of the reasons why they didn't match me with someone from the Ultimate Fighter is because they couldn't find a suitable opponent. Like, you have a winner that's 3-0 as a pro.
Yeah.
Like, the experience is like Macy has, she's got potential, but she has a lot of growing in the sport to do. And you just, if you're going to sign her, you're going to sign her to a division with people that have had over 11 fights.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you supposed to do with that?
Yeah.
Like, look at the Ultimate Fighting champion, like, for the 125 division. She's they fought immediately for the title. What, are they going to put Macy against Chris next?
I mean, if there's no options. Or also if Chris sticks around, so got to see how that works out too.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Yeah, that definitely. Yeah, the next few months should be telling, so gonna be interesting. I might get so frustrated for you, so I can only imagine how you feel. As the rest of the division, but
yeah.
Yes.
And then you have people in Invicta, but the girls that are in Invicta, they didn't get signed to the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so does that mean like they don't find them suitable in like as an athlete in the UFC? Like, so what does that mean? Like, you're just not going to have a division. You're going to keep certain people and then just find them fights every 6 months.
Yeah, it's all messed up. And I mean, I don't know if you caught the featherweight title fight either between Felicia and Pam. If you caught that one, I think they kind of showed that they probably would have. One of them would have won if they were on the Tough Show. So they kind of, I think they belong, but.
But the thing is, though, like Pam tried out, but Felicia wanted more experience.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't. Like, what do you want? Like, you can't have it both ways.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess it'll sort itself out. Hopefully.
I know, and that's the thing is, like, I get so much shit. Like, oh, you only have 3 people in your division. Like, yeah, I know that, but it's also not my fault.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm doing the best with what I've got and what I'm being given.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, I don't make the rules. I don't sign the people. Make yourself promotable.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of the reasons why people don't get signed is because they're not promotable.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that was kind of the whole thing with Tough, right?
This is an entertainment business at the end of the day. Yeah. Like, so why would they find someone that doesn't even promote themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the UFC's job. It's not the UFC's job to promote you like above somebody else. Why would they put time and effort into somebody that doesn't even promote themselves over somebody who does?
Yeah, that
you know what I mean?
makes sense. Yeah.
So someone like and as an athlete, it's not just about fighting anymore. It's about like your brand is equally as important. Like, for example, if you want to get sponsors, like a sponsor, what do they look at? Social media, like your brand. And if you don't even post about sponsors, or you don't like post consistently or regularly or build your brand, why would they want to sponsor you? You know, and that's MMA aside. Like, that's just trying to get sponsors. You know?
Yeah.
Like, people feel like they deserve to have sponsors, and maybe they do, but it's not about deserving anymore. Like, you got to go out, you got to promote yourself, and you got to play the game.
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is these days.
Yeah.
Like, there's no point in crying and being like, oh, I don't get the respect I deserve, I don't get the opportunities. I'm like, well, go out and fucking take the opportunities. Go out and make them for yourself. Like, no one is stopping you but you. You know?
Yeah.
That's just how I feel about it.
No, man, it makes sense. and when you just look at it, you're right.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, I'll put up a fucking stupid post of me swinging a kettlebell swing. You know what? I'm consistently promoting my sponsor, and that's why people want to sponsor me. Like, because I'm consistently posting about it. Like, it's about brand value and brand, like, marketability and building the brand. Like, you are your brand. Like, you are your own business. And, like, no one can promote your business except you. If you don't want to promote it, then don't expect it to be successful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not a team sport, so, yeah, totally independent right there.
Yeah, definitely.
And so something I've also, just to shift gears a tiny bit, I've really started to get interested in the mental side of the fight game lately, which I don't think gets talked about enough at times. And when it comes to you, I just admire your strength so much when it comes to staying positive in really all situations, because ever since, the 214 situation, I think you've easily been one of the most unnecessarily hated on fighters out there. And I mean, I'm sure it's whatever now when it comes to the quote-unquote fans, but do you think that the mental side of fighting is sometimes more often tougher to deal with than the physical side, whether it's overthinking, self-doubt, the nonsense from the fans, and what have you?
I think it is a combination of everything. Like, physically, you're putting your body through the extreme in preparation for a fight. Then you have the mental aspect, which is like, you have to, go through your own, bullshit, overthinking, like you said, all that kind of stuff. And then to top it off, like one thing that I struggled with, that I've gotten over a lot, is caring about what random people on the internet think about me. Like, these people, like, will judge me because of what I put up on social media. What I put up on social media is what I want them to see. I'm like, just because I don't want to post every single workout, or I don't want to post every single thing that I do, doesn't mean I'm not doing anything. Doesn't mean I'm not training harder than everybody else. So, like, that's really taken me a long time to get there, because I know, my coaches know, my team knows that I'm training fucking hard and I'm putting in the work. And just because I don't want to post every single aspect of my life on social media, and I want to have some privacy in some things, it means that, I'm not working hard. I just want to be a model, or I just want to be or I'm scared, or some bullshit like that. I'm just like,
what? You're not allowed privacy? What are you talking about?
I know. So, like, it is definitely, that part of it took me a long time to figure out how to process that and not get upset about random comments and stuff. And, like, we're all human. There's going to be things like,
I think that's what people forget, right?
Yeah. Or like, oh, Megan's scared because she's tired. I'm like, I don't know. I'm tired because I'm training fucking hard. Like,
oh, we didn't see it.
That's what an athlete does. Like, sorry, I'm 8 weeks into a fight camp. I'm training hard, and like, I have a day where I look tired.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, I'm tired. We're all tired. But you know what? We get up every fucking day. We do 2 days. We do 3 days. We do, as you know, whatever it is. Like, we push every single day, and we get better every single day in preparation for what we need to do.
Yeah.
But like, it's, I don't know. That's one part. And the thing is, though, like, the reverse side, there are a lot of positive people out there. It's just like, I'm a person that I am my own worst critic, so I see a lot of the negatives in myself and my game, and I tend to forget about the positives. But you have to look at both. Like, even though there are a lot of negative comments, there are a lot of positive comments and people wishing support and like good luck and all this kind of stuff, and that is equally as amazing to see, and it just reaffirms my notion of, like, you know, the negative people are far and few between. Like, if you negativity breeds negativity, so if you feed into them, like, negativity is going to grow. And like, I also understand I'm a very honest and upfront person, and I'm not scared to say what I think, even if it's controversial.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I know people aren't going to agree with my opinion, but that's the beauty of discussion, is you don't have to agree. The only issue that I have is, like, no, I'm not judging you or calling you a piece of shit because you don't agree with my opinion, but you are doing the same with me. I said, the difference is I'm putting myself out there. Are you? No. So I feel like people just need to understand where not to cross the line when it comes to that type of, like, talk or discussion or, like, interaction.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the thing where they say, like, oh, she working on this stuff, do this, you know. It's like, well, first of all, like, why would you want to let the other fighters see what you're doing too, right? I mean, because it kind of is revealing, you know.
Well, that's the thing, is, like, you don't see fighters getting on people's accounts going like, oh, you need to do this, oh, you need to do that. Like, these are people that do this for a living. So, like, if coaches and fighters don't do that, like, why do, like, normal people feel they need to do that? And, like, I get that in some, they're just fans and stuff like that, but, you know, people have coaches for a reason.
Yeah.
And, like they aren't my coach. So,
couch
like,
coach.
Why, you know what I mean? So, like, I'm not trying to be, like, a dick or anything, but, like, you're not my coach.
Yeah.
Like, so why would I want to listen to you? Like, you just, like, it at this point, it's just funny. But you look at every single female athlete, and you have the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, you have people that critique everything that they do, or they have a problem with everything they do, and, you know, unfortunately, it is what it is. And honestly, I think the shit going through with Chris last year kind of helped accelerate my ability to deal with all that kind of stuff, because, you know, I still to this day get stuff about that and whatever.
Yeah.
No one, like, it's nobody's business but mine and my team's. And, like, just because that you don't know the reason doesn't mean you know the reason.
Yeah. They really want to, though, make up their own decisions on what it is.
Yeah. You're either going to love me or hate me. There is no in between. And, you know, people who hate me, people who love me, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that, because I'm not going to change. Like, I'm going to be the same person. I like to pride myself of being, like, authentic and being real. And if you don't like what I say, that's fine. And if you do like what I say, that's also fine. But, like, I'm not going to not say something because some people don't like it and some people do. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm for some people, not for others. And like, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Like, the people that matter the most are the people that are in my circle.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Couldn't agree more. It's always important to stay true to yourself. So, yes, definitely. All right, and to shift gears a tiny bit again, well, a big bit, I guess. So, I've come to the conclusion via my Twitter feed that you happen to be a fairly big WWE fan, or at least a fan, which is a little interesting to me because you really aren't one to talk shit at all or make call-outs, unless it's provoked. So, what is it that draws you towards professional wrestling?
I just think it's cool. I think the storylines are cool.
Yeah.
I watched a really long time ago when I was still when I was growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Like Randy Orton is like one of my favorites. Beth Phoenix, she is like legit one of my all-time favorites. Growing up, I am not like most girls. Like even physically, I'm very different. I'm 6 foot tall, and a lot of girls are 6 foot tall, and so it's hard for me to really relate to like the Trish Stratuses or like leaders and stuff like that. But like Beth was she is legitimately she is a inspiration, because the time that she went through the WWE, there was so much criticism on women, and she did not look like your typical bikini wearing or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
Skimpy outfit wearing. She was a freaking beast.
Yeah.
She was lifting chicks up. She was an athlete, muscular. She moved amazingly, and so she was always someone that I looked up to. Now, I'm a big fan of, I love watching Ronda in the UFC. I think she's changing stereotypes. I love Nia Jax. She is one of my favorites right now too. The whole for me, anyone who doesn't, who looks different or who's, criticized for how they look, I am inspired by those people putting themselves out there, because, it is hard. It is extremely hard growing up being different.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went through my teen years, there was no Instagram or anything like that. Facebook was kind of starting, and
MySpace.
when I went through, there was MySpace and MSN.
The good old days.
I feel so old. So there's no Snapchat. But when I hit college or university was when Instagram really kicked off, and it was all about the Instagram models, and you had to be a fitness competitor, and you had to be 5'2" and 120 pounds, and you had to look a certain way. I was I am 6 foot tall. There is no fucking way that I can ever look like these girls. But it was so ingrained in my head, and through society and through magazines, that I had to look this way, and I struggled for the longest time to accept me, who I am. So, and I still have days where I'm oh my god, I look big, I look, but and we're always going to have those days. But for me, seeing women in the WWE or anywhere that are criticized for the way they look, but they continually just put themselves out there and don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just yes, kudos to you. You're an inspiration, and you are what's going to help young women be okay with who they are, and it's just about that message for me.
Yeah. I mean, it really is a great message, and I think that when those people get criticized, people don't realize how hard it is for them to even do that in the first place, and because they're stepping out of their comfort zone, essentially, at least when they are starting to put themselves out there. So
look at Nia Jax, what she hit, she broke Becky's nose.
Yeah.
Look at how much shit. You're a terrible wrestler, you're only there because of your family. Okay, what if a dude did that to another guy? What if what if Seth Rollins broke fucking Dean Ambrose's nose? No one would have batted an eyelid.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, that's amazing! Like, he's such a gangster. Like, he's so tough. Like,
well, that's how they're acting to Becky.
It was an accident. I'm like, but the thing is though, like, why do we have a different reaction when a female does that? I'm like, they're in the same freaking sport. Like, this shit happens. Even though like the storyline might, be a little predetermined.
A little.
Like physically, like physically, it's so demanding. The bumps that they take, the moves that they do, it's physically demanding. Like it is no joke.
Yeah.
So why the different? Like, it's just shit like that. But like,
yeah.
Get over it, people.
but yeah.
If she didn't want to get hit, she shouldn't have put herself in that position.
Yeah, I mean, definitely.
But what if someone what if it was Sasha Banks that did it? Nobody would have batted an eyelid. It's just because fucking Nia Jax is 6 foot, she's a big girl, and she's strong. Yeah. Like, it's like, why the criticism where criticism really shouldn't be given.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, if there's something to complain about, then
I know. Oh God, I know.
Yeah, don't have to say.
I know.
But yeah. So, would you say that Beth is probably your favorite all time? Then, just curious.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, of the women, yeah, I'm a big fan of Rey Mysterio and Randy Orton, which I really don't like that they're making a feud again. I'm like, Ray's just got back.
Yeah.
Why?
Gosh, man, you're way more into it than I thought.
Yeah. May or may not be. Because I was so upset when I found out about Roman Reigns. That was.
Oh yeah.
And then why are they the whole like
still
Dean Ambrose turning on Seth? Like, I'm intrigued to see where they're going with that narrative.
Yeah. Because, I mean, they're kind of using that a tiny bit, aren't they?
Yeah, massively. Oh. But that's the thing is, like, is this all because Seth turned all those years ago?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, I don't know
Mystery.
about that stuff.
I'm sure we'll find out.
Yeah, maybe. All right.
I do follow it quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, she's giving me a lesson. I mean, I used to be big into it growing up, and it's kind of what led me to MMA in a way. So,
oh, that's cool.
Yeah, Jeff Hardy was always my guy, so I'm kind of back into. He's got me back into it a little bit now that he's back, so I'm coming out of the closet here. But, yeah, good stuff. All right, Megan. Before I let you go, though, I have to ask about Little Odin, or I guess not so little anymore. So how have you enjoyed life as a dog mom? And I really want to know the idea for how you came up with his name.
Well, it is going good. He has his moments. He's getting big. He's like 85 pounds at 7 months old, so he's big. But he's kind of mellowing out a little bit as he gets older, which is great. Doesn't want to chew me as much. But he still runs goofy like a puppy, because technically he still is a puppy.
Yeah.
He's 85 pounds. But it's been great. But yeah, it was like his name kind of came about with just with like my, I guess, people that I live with. So it just kind of happened that way.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, cool. Sorry if I didn't mean to get personal if it was kind of that way.
No, it's just like I don't want to say too much.
Yeah.
But because I like to keep my my
Yeah.
personal life,
Totally
kind of
understand.
private, but like it's just that's just how it kind of that's just how it kind of came about. But he's a handful for sure. But we're working on the training to daily. He's a work in progress.
That's great. Yeah,
But he's doing much better. He's doing much better. He's not pulling the leash, which is great. We've been working on our heel. He can, like, I can sit him down now and say bang, and he falls to the floor, which is cool. So he loves the snow.
I was gonna mention the snow.
He loves the snow.
It's
And
so funny.
we had like a snowstorm, like not last weekend, the weekend before, and he wanted to go out in the middle of the frickin' snowstorm. I was like, no, like I've got to go out and get you back in.
Yeah.
Like, no.
You're gonna freeze out there,
he
dog.
went mental in the snow.
That's great. The new elements. He's like, oh, what's going on here?
I know. He's so weird.
That's puppies for you, right?
I know. He's just the things he's very like quirky with a lot of the stuff he does, and he's very like he's not like a calm dog. Well, he's kind of like calm, but he's not like a sit on the couch and just play with something. He wants to chew everything. He loves tennis balls. He loves squeaky toys, and he weirdly like falls on his back and like is just like rolls around like growling at himself all the time. I'm like, it's so bizarre. He found a broom that I had on outside underneath our stairs, and so now he picks that up and carries it around and frolics around like a baby horse.
Oh my god.
With a broom in his mouth. He's so weird. He's found the water pipe, like the down pipes from the roof. Like that when it rains, and he wants to chew on them at the moment. So I'm trying to get him out of that habit. Jesus Christ, kid.
Oh my god. It's another job for you, it sounds like.
I know. But he does pretty good.